Last night, I had a dream that the number 2 was the most valued number in the world. The vice president had all the power. Athletes fought for silver medals. Women were considered the best gender. And stadiums of fans shouted, "We're number 2! We're number 2!" As with all my dreams, I'm guessing it was about my fear of how people like Jeff exist in this world. But anyway, hello, you gay-breathing, cock-chugging cum smugglers. Welcome back to the only recap that matters. Mine. You're almost champion. Yes, I am holding on to the fact that I went to the Shiva last year. Deal with it. I'm going to be number 2ing on all of you because I was number 2. But in all honesty, I've really been thinking about how to make this league better. Like, for real, like I have. I want this to be a wonderful thing we've created, and really this league to be kind of envied by all other leagues, and basically have it be a massive shitstorm that everyone has to deal with. But since I unwillingly became the commissioner of this league, here's a list of train wrecks that have actually happened since I've taken over. 1. I allowed a bet that forbids Duke to talk shit on Dave if the Red Sox win the World Series, and that unfortunately happened. Because of this, we're not going to hear the classics from Duke, like those low blows. You always hear from him when everyone is at their lowest, blowing on Dave. And I'm always looking forward to a good roasting. Fortunately, those punches can be funneled through me, so Dave will never be safe. Duke, I will always be your gaping funnel. 2. Joey has become even more unbearably annoying and elitist with his offset opinions. It's like the second he stepped into this league, we somehow lost the little bit of confidence, or actually, we ripped that little bit of confidence that he had left in his tank. So now he cries all of the time, and it's hard to see a grown, hairy man break down like a toothless crackhead who's unable to cope with sweet, sweet, sweet loss. It sucks for him. I don't remember whose idea it was to add this fat piece of shit to this league. It was either Duke's or mine, but either way, I apologize for letting it happen. 3. The king has apparently inherited the ghost gene in the Marks family and has disappeared off the face of the fantasy planet. 4. The zookeeper couldn't keep his word about delivering a legendary recap, or even a recap at all. It's been a while since we've seen something like Nigga J Flex Spot. You really let us down, man. Like, really super let us down. Like, terribly. You're really ruining the league, man. 5. Jeff is still alive. I don't know how that's a thing. For real, I thought the cocaine that I gave him on his birthday would have finally ended him, but I guess I have to keep pumping him full of coke and bad ideas for that to happen. However, based off these train wrecks, there have been a few bright spots and a few good things that have happened since, I've taken over as your commissioner. There have been excellent close games, most notably Dave losing by 0.8 in 2 games. In 2 games, he lost by a total of 0.8 points. There's been higher scoring, more cocaine, more mentions of strip clubs, less Gabe being an idiot, more Wills going on an amazing drunk text rants that we will always hold over his head. Oh, and did I mention more cocaine? There's always been more of that. Here's some other amazing things that have happened as well. 1. I bent Wills over with consent. Let me rephrase that. I bent Wills over without consent, even though he gave me consent, and stuck my trade dick so far up his ass that when I pulled it out, my trade dick was covered in brown. Yes, I'm referring to getting Antonio Brown for basically free. 2. We also saw my wonderful acquisition of Julio Jones. Another in a series of gang raping on my father, who was already prone to getting fucked in the ass by Jeff in real life. 3. We saw the real side of how offended everybody gets when someone uses their innate ability to make moves to better their team. It ain't my fault people accept trades, people. I'm just fucking awesome, and you're just idiots. 4. I went 6-0. Fuck yeah, I went 6-0. I said stalled, but let's focus on the positive here. Isn't that what these recaps are all about? Am I right? 5. And finally, we got proof that Jeff can't actually draft a good team. His auto-draft team is doing better than he's ever actually tried to do. Side note, remind me to remove Todd Gurley from his team and place him on the Kings team where he rightfully belongs. So, as your interim commissioner, I take pride in the fact that I have made my team a nauseating, moralless collection of awesomeness for you idiots to lose sleep over week in and week out. I sleep like a baby nightly because I get to have straight sex with my woman who loves me for being a legend. She's here to confirm that.
Stick's really small.
Oh, well, sometimes I'll give her the Coke cock and it's a little bit like a noodle. It goes like this. But it still works. Anyway, now that we've confirmed my penis is small, in summation to this introduction, Kenny is gayer than ever. And I couldn't imagine a more miserable collection of people I'd rather take advantage of than you. Hashtag same. Now enough with the gushy, heartfelt shit. Time to stick the verbal cock down the throat of this recap and get to the slamming on the vaginas of Week 8 of Kenny is Gay 2018. Cell 5. We'll start off, of course, with my barely lost to Tony's micro Coke cock. I have to admit, and I do take pride in this. I was up all night doing drugs with Jason and was feeling really good about the start of this game. I had a commanding lead at one point, I think, and then I took a long-ass nap and woke up to Tommy having a lead on me, and I eventually lost. I'll call it my own fault, though. I was giving Jeff drugs all night long for his birthday party that we all half-assed on purpose. Yes, that birthday party was a half-ass. But in hindsight, I should have been Venmo requesting Jeff every time he did a key bump, but I was too busy doing hero lines per usual. Jeff makes fun of me for doing hero lines of cocaine. I'm an idiot. But, I keep forgetting that this whole recap thing isn't just about destroying Jeff's uneducated, collegeless ass. This is about me and Tommy and the rest of the games. Anyway, McCaffrey and AP carried you, Tommy, and it was topped off with Aaron Rodgers being Aaron fucking Rodgers. I got fucked by the tiniest penis in the world, and you know what? I gotta say, it kind of sucked. And by it kind of sucked means I had to suck on it for a bit. Tasted kind of like a dead boiled egg and old Italian food mixed together. Not cool. Recommendation: get it a circumcision or clean out that dick with the world's tiniest Q-tip. But you know what? End of the day, tiny cock, well done. I miss you, and I can't wait to lose to you in golf over Thanksgiving. And Jeff's 100% not invited. Next, we had the battle of Pointless versus a grown man with blonde hair. Anal OG Boy versus the Zookeeper. I'm really having a tough time trying to focus on the actual game here because we all know Jason lost embarrassingly to the one guy in the league who believes craft beer is actually a good thing. Joey, since you're new to this whole fantasy football thing, I'll let you in on a secret. Complaining won't ever get a rule change in this league for you, man. You have zero say what happens in this league for the foreseeable future. You just live in this gay world where all men are being gay together under one roof. You are essentially Riley Reid's gaping butthole after an anal bukkake scene. Next time, take a few minutes and write a recap worth watching instead of freaking out about an interview for a week. How the fuck do you not know what you're passionate about? Either way, congrats on the job, though. I'm sure you'll get fired like I have many times, but for real, I'm happy for you. You at least did the recap, but goddamn, not only was it a waste of everyone's time, you actually managed to make this wonderful tradition that we do year in and year out a waste of your own time. Must feel like an idiot. Your breadth of knowledge of the game of football is more like a loaf of bread that tipped the scale to make you fatter than my fat ass. It's just wrong and pathetic, man. Jason, be better and stop losing to idiots like Joey. And goddamn it, make a fucking recap, dude. I don't care if you're going through some weird shit and all that. I still delivered my recap when I was unemployed for the 10th time. Anyway, good win, I guess, Joey. Welcome to the league. We actually do love you, if you haven't noticed. In case you didn't realize that, I feel like I have to say that to you because I can sense how sad you are at this point, and, those tears are really bothering me. But I really, to be honest, I probably should be apologizing to your wife for making you so miserably distracted and for depleting your low self-esteem. But I won't because I enjoy making fun of you. Fuck off. Next, we have Duke versus Wills. The drunk regretster and my playoff colluder. Wills, I thought at this point in your 30s, you would have realized drunk texting is never a good idea if you're angry at an inanimate object. I understand you have abandonment issues since things have really arisen since I left San Francisco, but you gotta understand I'm just a phone call away, you dumb piece of shit. No need to text everyone that you hate the world, and that you hate them, and that Dave's an idiot, and that Dave's a bad friend. You just regret saying that shit. That's why I said regretster. I don't know how to say that word. Also, if you really think about this isn't really a victory you should be proud of. I mean, beating Duke these days is basically as certain as Will's getting angry at a vase of flowers after 2 drinks. Automatic. Duke, you're the best and I love you. Enough said. Really, I can't wait to frustrate Dave when I trade you my kicker for Kareem Hunt. It's going to be so tight. So go you, I guess, Wills. You beat Duke when he's on a down year. Oh, speaking of Dave, next up, Patty Gay versus the King. To start, I think Dave has actually been the only solid value add this season when it comes to general knowledge of football, constructive feedback on rules, and how we can ultimately make the highest scoring league on the planet. Unfortunately, he fucked all that up by existing in a lone, cold world of Boston fandom, and he now is now begging basically to have his asshole ripped apart. Dave, I'm happy you're in the league, but your ability to talk shit on Tony has been very subpar. And honestly, I'm super disappointed. I recommended you because in the real world, you have fantastic rat-tat-tat and zingers, but you only emerge now in the line of fire when you have a Boston score to lean on. It's really disappointing, dude. So take a shot of whiskey, and you stupid handsy fucktard, and do what you promised you would do. Destroy Tommy in a good old-fashioned bout of verbal fisticuffs. We all want it. We all want to see it. There'll be no harm done. We all just want to see Tommy get ripped apart by you because you're actually a smart dude. $300,000 a man from Google. You're welcome. Anyway, your clearly superior team stuck it to the overrated penis in the downward spiral that is this Kings team. I wouldn't be proud of this one either, Dave. The King doesn't even set his lineup now. So instead of chanting, Yankees suck! Yankees suck! and celebrating the Red Sox, take note that you got bye on a bye week. I have nothing really terrible to say about the King, though. You know, hail the King. We spared him a recap this year. We love him. He's going through some stuff. Dad, we love you. The whole league is here for you. You're what makes this entire league. So thank you for being the namesake of our league, you queer faggot. Now, speaking of sparing things this year, here's a matchup where that phrase doesn't apply at all because we have a matchup of the 2 largest punching bags in our league, Jeff and Gabe. Gabe, seriously though, what happened, man? Has Cat completely revoked sex? Has cocaine completely blocked your brain? You used to be a legend. Now you're a housewife to Cat's high-salary job. I've got $20 in her leaving you within a year when she realizes that the men in her firm are more athletic, more financially able, as well as bigger cocked than you are. Anyone want to take me up on this bet? Anyone? Just text me on the side. Anyway, Dave won Dave won expectedly. Be better, Gabe. You're a true disappointment in the eyes of your legendary mother. Now, moving on to what's, really probably the most important part of this whole entire thing. Moving on to the felon. Moving on to the uneducated human being. Moving on to the idiot, Jeff. I look forward to talking shit on camera about Jeff to this league every single year because it's way too fucking easy. Jeff gives us a reason to completely destroy his soul without fail every single season. Last season, it was a felony cocaine arrest which spawned my epic team name, Swedish House Arrest Mafia, and then endless hours of mocking about that. The one thing that's sticking super hard this year is actually 2 things. His unemployment, which I've been destroyed for massively in the past, so we're going to stick to that. And of course, his lack of a college degree, which also happened a long time ago. There's a long-running joke where Jeff called me and he said, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And I just said, "Hey dude, something you'll never do." He's like, "Yeah, what's that?" I said, "Frame me my college degree." And there was silence on the phone and he hung up. It was really mean. I kind of regret saying that to this day, but at the same time I don't. Jeff, if you spent 1/3 of your time that you spend on Overwatch or whatever the fuck game you play and invested that time back into an online education, you could actually get a real job instead of illegally selling unlicensed weed to illegal trap weed shops. You have been and always will be a drug dealer, not a cannabis evangelist. You're straight up a drug dealer. But you have one thing going for you this week, and that was burning Gabe's Jewish dumb ass into ashes. Yes, I can say it. I'm Jewish. And finally, we have Ghost versus the other Ghost. Nate versus Cliff. I don't really have much to report here because these guys don't exist. Seems pointless to talk shit on somebody who's clearly an apparition. But, well, that seems to be a wrap. On the games from last week, you cockless douchebags. Of course, to sum it up, this recap is made out of love for all of you. It's been a pleasure getting all of this shit off my chest. And in the words of the great President Barack Obama, Jeff, shut the fuck up. Peace, I'm out.